Welcome to Destination Central. I'm Monique Wanner. This week we focus on values and what's important in life, and the perfect place for this, as we're about to discover, is the beautiful Bay of Plenty. Our businesses this week will each have something unique to offer, so let's go check them out. We're here in Katikati at the beautiful Homewood Gardens, and here to tell us more about this wonderful estate and wedding venue is Monique. So Monique, just how old is the estate?
The house was built in 1876, so it was part of the Ulsterman settlement in Katikati. So we've done some major renovations, added on a huge formal lounge and dining room and extended the deck so that we have more outdoor living area. But you know, the house is settled amongst all these beautiful trees and a substantial avocado orchard.
It's absolutely stunning here. So it's definitely a work in progress, is it?
Yeah, very much so. We're almost at the end of the garden development, I feel, but really we just want to enjoy it now and just keep it up.
And how do you maintain something like this?
Lots of hard work. I do enjoy being in the garden, so I don't really find it work. It's quite pleasurable.
That's the key, I suppose, is to really enjoy what you do.
Definitely, definitely.
And what exactly do you offer here?
Really, the garden is suitable for a marquee wedding. We have beautiful gardens for photography, plenty of options for the ceremony, and a massive lawn, as you've seen, for a marquee of any size, really. We cater for large weddings and small weddings.
How many people do you cater for?
Well, so far the biggest wedding we've had here was 160.
Wow.
But we've had concerts, Katikati summer concerts here, and had a couple of thousand people out on that front lawn without any problem at all.
How much area does Homewood Gardens cover?
The main property is 22 hectares, but the house sits on a 5.8 hectare lot. And that's really the avocados, the gardens, and where the house and the cottage. We've got a 3-bedroom cottage here as well. And that's available for wedding accommodation or as a B&B.
Now you also have a floristry business.
Yes. My passion really is flowers, so my business is Monique for flowers, and with larger weddings, my friend Barb Hawken and I do weddings together. She's a brilliant florist as well, and we really love working with flowers. It's a big passion of ours.
So you're very much a one-stop shop then?
Yes, definitely.
And how can people get in contact with you?
We have a website, homewoodgardens.co.nz, and that is the best avenue of contact, really.
Whereabouts are you located?
We're in Katikati off Beach Road, 3 kilometres out of town, half an hour from Tauranga, 2 hours from Auckland, and about an hour and a half from Hamilton.
Well, Monique, thank you so much for having us at your beautiful gardens.
It's a pleasure. Thank you.
So if you have a wedding coming up, do yourself a favour and get in touch with Monique. Legal services and advice are something most of us will need at some point in our lives. Luckily, Holland Beckett lawyers have the expertise to look after you and yours. So what is a contracting out agreement?
A contracting out agreement is an agreement contracting out of the Property Relationships Act, which is the act that deals with the ownership of property between couples or spouses. It's also known as a prenuptial agreement, is a type of contracting out agreement, if you like. It's an agreement that can be entered into at any time during a relationship, right at the beginning, or before people get married, or later on in a relationship.
And who needs a contracting out agreement?
There's all sorts of different situations in which contracting out agreements can be useful. Really, it's for anyone who wants to protect a particular item or items of their property as their own, as opposed to sharing it with their partner or spouse. One of the most common situations in which people enter into contracting out agreements are when they're in perhaps a second relationship and they might have children with a previous partner. People in those circumstances sometimes like to be able to leave their assets to their children as opposed to their new partner. Often it's important that people in those circumstances have this contracting out agreement to be clear about what is theirs versus what is their new partner's, and then they're able to leave what is theirs to their children as opposed to their partner. That's just one situation in which a contracting out agreement can be used, but certainly there are other circumstances where one partner simply wants to, say, protect a a higher contribution to the home that they're purchasing, rather than have that divided equally between the two partners. People often have trusts and think that a trust can act in place of a contracting out agreement and will protect their assets, but that's not always the case. So sometimes even people with trusts might need an agreement.
So what happens if you don't have one of these agreements?
If people don't have an agreement, then what happens is property is divided if they separate in accordance with the Property Relationships Act. Now that Act has all sorts of rules, but one of the main rules is that relationship property is generally divided equally if people have been together in a relationship for 3 years or more. So relationship property includes things like the family home, which is the home that they lived in together before they separated, and family chattels, which can include furniture, appliances, family cars, those sorts of things. So the presumption is those will be divided equally unless there is a contracting out agreement saying something different.
And what do you need to do to enter into a contracting agreement? There
are some really formal and strict requirements to make a contracting out agreement binding. The first thing that people need to do is go and see a lawyer. They must each receive independent legal advice. So one partner or spouse needs to go and see one lawyer, and the other partner or spouse needs to see a lawyer from a different firm. Once they've received that advice, then they can have an agreement drawn up and ensure that they're happy with it. They can then sign that agreement, and their lawyer must also sign. So the agreement must be in writing, signed by the parties and their lawyers for it to be binding, otherwise it's not.
And what about de facto relationships?
Yes, so contracting out agreements can cover people in both de facto relationships and people who are married or in a civil union. A de facto relationship, people don't, strictly speaking, necessarily have to be living together to fall within that definition. It's quite a potentially broad definition, so if people think there's even a possibility that they may be in a de facto relationship, they should definitely talk to a lawyer about that.
Well, thank you so much for your time, Claire.
Not a problem, thank you.
So if you need help on contracting agreements or general legal advice, be sure to contact Holland Beckett Lawyers. Horses are amazing animals and offer so much more than an old school way of getting from A to B. We're here at Horses for Fun to find out why they believe horses are so special. So Mariana, tell us, why horses?
Horses have got a really therapeutic way of dealing with people. I mean, it calms them, it calms me, and I just love them so much. They give so much back. They give so much love back. And yeah, I've been riding since I was 12, so I mean, I love it.
And what do you offer here at Horses for Fun?
We give them options of an hour or an hour and a half, 2 hours to 3 hours to all day. And all days including a lunch, packed lunch, and a hot swim in the Sapphire Springs. And we ride over 460 acres, so it's quite a lot of land.
And tell us about pony parties. What a fantastic idea.
Yes, it's just turned out to be a real success. It wasn't really part of the original plan, but people just wanted it, and they rang me up about it, and I thought, I suppose I could try. And so I brought the 2 ponies to wherever the party was held. And those two just really great. They just don't mind the kids screaming and and balloons, and they just love it. And we take them there. Yeah. Oh yeah, they just really, you can stand up on them and what have you.
And you even allow doodling on the ponies. Do they mind this?
Yeah, the white one and that one, they've been painted with face paint, and face paint just, she comes up perfectly with all the colours. And the kids stand right around it. I teach them safety first. But these ponies will just get a beautiful paint and makeover, and the kids love it.
And fantastic memories.
Yeah, and of course they get to ride them as well.
Now you also give riding lessons?
Yes, we do riding lessons for the kids after school, and we have about 8 kids that come on a weekly basis. We've got 3 on Tuesdays, which we have here today with us, and we have another 3 on Thursday morning, and then another 2 on Thursday at 4 o'clock. Now the 3 that come in the morning are homeschoolers.
And can people bring their own horses?
They can do, and we have had that. We offer weekend packages for that. We've had people from Raglan come with their own horses, and they were petrified, and we teach confidence. They were just so scared, but there was just a few things that they'd done wrong, with wrong gear on them and wrong bridles, and I just showed them how to put the right gear on for that horse, and they came away smiling.
And what does the complete first-time rider need to know do the horses know of your experience? Can they sense fear?
Yes, they will know. We teach them first, before they even get on the horse, we will teach them safety. We'll teach them about having right gear on, shoes with heels, trousers, long trousers, and then when they get to sit on the horse, we get them to go on the horse from a mounting block, so they're not pulling on the saddle. They get to go on the horse safely, and then we will always lead them in the arena, for a safe environment. And we will teach them the basics, stop, start, left, right, but of course the horse will know, you know, especially Danny, he will know, you know, the horse just picks it up. But I mean, not in a nasty way, more in a lazy way, like, I don't want to go, I don't really want to go. But you know.
They will take their own reins.
I will teach them how to make them go.
And what about riding for those that are more experienced? Do you have horses to suit?
Definitely. We have horses to suit everyone. We've got lazy ones, we've got big ones, fat ones, short ones, fast ones. So, you know, basically a horse for everyone. In fact, they range from 14 hands to 16.2 hands out of all the horses. So there's a big range. And we also have big, heavy type of draft horse, or Clydie Cross as you call it. That can carry heavy people.
Right, and tell us about her, because she's just had a foal, hasn't she?
Yeah, Venus is a big girl. She's half Clydesdale. Her father was purebred Clydesdale. She's just had a foal who's a gypsy cob. Father was purebred gypsy cob, and the foal is a gypsy cob, now half. But she's coloured. But her mother, she carried a man for a whole weekend. He was 150 kilos.
Wow, well done to her.
And she did it. So, but you know, I wouldn't do it now.
So what are the requirements on that note to be able to ride a horse? Do you have a maximum, minimum?
Amount of people or kilos?
Weight and age?
Yeah, I would say 120 kilos is my cut-off time.
Okay.
Yeah.
And ages?
No, well, ages, it depends on the person. We have a member in our riding club who's 80 and he still jumps full wide fences. Yeah. And our track leader is not young either, but he's great.
Fantastic. And tell us about the treasure hunt. That sounds awesome.
Yeah, that's always a highlight. Me and the girls will hide the Easter eggs in the forest somewhere, either under a log or stick it on the double mast tape or stick it on the trees. And we have little tracks everywhere. And so the next day we send out a whole lot of people on their horses in the forest and ask them to go hunt for these eggs. And then whoever got the most eggs wins. But they have to get off their horse, to get it off, say, under a log, get back on again and look for the next one. So yeah, it's good exercise for getting on and off a horse.
It's such a good idea, and of course with the scenery, it gives a real taste of New Zealand, doesn't it?
Yes, it's beautiful.
So where did it all start for you?
I was 12 years old. My parents told me I wasn't allowed to ride horses. They forbid me to ride horses. But my parents gave me pocket money. Every Saturday gave me 10 guilders. So off I went to the riding school secretly. I took 10 riding lessons, and after that I decided I'll find another horse somewhere. And so I found this pony on a farm. I knocked on the door and asked them if I could look after it, and they said, sure, you can look after it. So I looked after this pony for a year. So it felt like my own horse.
And have you had any broken bones yourself?
No.
No?
No.
Ever fallen off?
Yeah, I've had some bruises. A lot of bruises, but no broken bones, thank God for that.
I'm sure people are dying to know, how can we get in touch with you?
They can get in touch with me by going on the website, Horses for Fun, which is with 4 F-O-R. Then we also have a Facebook page with this Horses for Fun with number 4. And they can click like on that and they get the promotional offers there on there.
And tell us about this promotion.
The promotion is that they click on this little envelope and it says claim your offer, and then they can get $15 off for a trek. So instead of $65, they pay $50.
Whereabouts are you physically located?
We're in Katikati in the Western Bay of Plenty.
Well, thank you so much for that, Mariana, and showing us your beautiful horses in this wonderful area.
Yeah, my pleasure. He's kissing me.
There is such a variety of things to do here at Horses for Fun, so come down and meet Rachel, the horse trainer, and Ross, the trek leader. Where you live in life is so important, and there's a huge difference between a house and a home. We're here at Omakaroa Views about to meet Robin Bly, who believes he's got the perfect place for you. So Robin, what can you offer here at Omakaroa Views? Can you condense it for us?
Yes, Omakaroa Views is broken up into two different categories. We have the family sites, which are just sections that people can buy and build whatever they like, provided they meet the covenants which protect the values of the area. And those sections are usually for families or people with who are keen gardeners. Whereas the village green is a complex of its own. It's a private road and it offers a private park, the village green, in the middle. And that green is available to all the residents, and that will have the seating which is in now and the walkways and some specimen trees, but it'll also have fruit trees. And when the different trees fruit, the residents can actually come and pick those fruit for themselves. If they want a lemon for the fish or for the gin, then they can do that.
And what is the process you take with each individual client?
Well, the first thing to do, of course, when they inquire about Omakaroa Views is to come and have a look at the place, which is the best thing they can do, because once they get here, they'll realise what we're actually trying to achieve and what the village green offers. And failing that, they can visit the website, which is omakaroaviews.co.nz. So that would be another way of finding out what we've got, as we have quite a range of plans in the village green. There's 12 on the website, and we can explain how those ones fit into the village green, because as the sections are a little changed in shape, as they vary in shape, there's different houses designed for the village green. Whereas the village green is a private area, and all the houses will be kept in a similar vein, not similar colours, but similar vein, so they tie in together. And all the houses are single story on flat sites, which is important, I think, for people who have found that sloping sites are not exactly what they want anymore. The houses range in size from 2 bedrooms up to 3 bedrooms, up to 180 square metres, and they're all brick and tile, so they're virtually maintenance free on the exterior, and all the insides are, can be colour coordinated by our colour coordinator, who is available to give personal assistance with that, or the client can choose themselves. Failing that, they can also change the plans to suit their own needs. So that may be something that they may wish to do. They might want to expand it or contract it, or they see a plan that they like but want to change it to adapt for the section they've chosen. Some of the sections have magnificent views of the inner harbour, but all have views of Omakaroa in some way or another. One of the things about this area is when you look out and see the different colours of greens, it's amazing. There's so many different shades of green, and as the seasons change, they change with it. And we also get, from a lot of them, grand views of the Kaimai Ranges in the sunsets.
And tell us about the beautiful show home that we're in. Can you explain what sets it apart?
Well, I think the comments that we're getting are the unique designs that have been brought into basically not what is not a huge home, but offers the little reading nook as you enter the entranceway, and also in the kitchen it's very much an open outdoor-indoor feel that people are very, very impressed with. And most people think it's bigger than what it actually is in size. So the 180 square metres feels bigger than that, and that's a lot to do with the designer who has put some real thought into the show home and all the homes that he's designed for the village green. And people can get ideas off other houses and incorporate them, but this one here, the comments we're getting are excellent, and it's well worth coming to see them.
And how can people get in contact with you?
Now they can either go on the website, once again I'll say www.omakaroaviews.co.nz, and follow the website and email me, or they can find my phone number on there as well. That is 0274 578899 for my mobile, or 07 575 65 65, and we'd love to see them.
Well, thank you, Robin, so much for your time.
Most welcome.
So if you're in the market for a new place to live, be sure to get in touch with Robin. He's open Monday, Wednesday, Fridays and Sundays from 11 till 3 p.m. What you do in your spare time will impact other areas of your life, and it's important to find something that suits you and your lifestyle. We speak to Lorraine of Monique Golf Club to find out just why golf is such a popular pastime. So Lorraine, why do you think golf is so popular?
I think it's because everybody can play on a level playing field where it doesn't matter what your ability is in the golf. The handicap system means that you can actually be competitive, whether you're a high handicapper or a low handicapper. So you can get some satisfaction out of the game.
And what is so unique about this course?
We live in paradise. We play in paradise. Every time you step out here, it's a changing scenery. So it's an absolute pleasure to be here, and the golf course itself is in the most pristine condition. So it's all good.
What goes into the maintenance for such an amazing course?
We've got amazing greenkeepers, and also we are a very, very strong club as far as support is concerned. So a lot of our members put a lot of hard work into helping to maintain and setting the standards for the course. So I guess everybody's taken ownership of it.
Now obviously you would see a few father-son teams on the green. Who else does it suit?
Oh, it suits any generation really, and I think one of the other things about golf and the handicap situation and the game of golf is that we have got now an ageing population, and we now have quite a strong 9 holes. So for years they have played 18 holes and had a lot of fun and pleasure from it, and because of their abilities as they're getting older, 18 holes is too much. So the 9 holes makes sure that they can still get out there and have fun that they've been having for years.
What's the difference in terms of a 9-hole versus 18 time-wise?
It usually takes us roughly about 4.5 hours for 18 holes, so we'd have to look at 2 perhaps for at 9 holes.
So what does the club have to offer for both the beginner and the more experienced?
Well, it's a user-friendly course as far as a beginner is concerned, so you're not confronted by really serious challenges that some courses have, although there is still a very big degree of difficulty. And as far as the lower handicaps are concerned, it's a very tight course, it's got a lot of trees, and there's all these little hidden agendas. So they step out here and think, oh, yes, I can do this, and oh no, they can't. The challenge is there.
How would a beginner tee off? Do you offer lessons here?
Yeah, we do. Yes, we do have an option for people who require lessons, and that's a good way to start. If you've never played before, you can start at the same level playing field as others, and then you can make friends and work your way through the game. So you've got people that you can play with that are all learning on the same level.
It's a great way to socialise as well, isn't it, and meet like-minded people.
Oh, for real. Yes, there's always the 19th and plenty of play there too.
What is the clubhouse available for?
The facilities of the clubhouse are for not only for the club members, but it's also available for other functions, and we've had past members perhaps that have left us permanently, and so we've been able to have their funeral function here, but we also have had weddings and special birthdays. So there's nothing, there's absolutely no reason for, if you've got a celebration of any kind, you can have it here.
And whereabouts are you located here?
Monique Golf Club is located on the inner Tauranga Harbour, right beside the sea, and we are about 20 minutes north of Tauranga and about 20 minutes south of Katikati, which is all in a harbour. So it's an absolutely very accessible, beautiful place to come and play.
It sure is. Well, thank you so much for that, Lorraine.
Oh, absolutely my pleasure. And anybody that comes to play here, I know will walk away with some absolutely outstanding memories.
So what better place to tee off than a Monique Golf Club in all its glory? Hopefully you've learned some ways to add value to your life, so why not take your nearest and dearest and head to the Bay of Plenty for the day. Visit the businesses that we've seen here today, and when you do, be sure to tell them that you saw them on Destination Central. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.
This has been an Alpha Media production, a division of Television Media Group.